Welcome to the Recommended Daily Value Podcast, your daily dose into the health and wellness world.
Welcome back to the Recommended Daily Value Podcast, where we dive into everything health, fitness, and nutrition related 5 days a week in 5 minutes or less. This podcast is brought to you by Umzu, and I'm your host, Tyler Woodward. So as we talked about yesterday, many of the products that we're putting on our skin daily contains many toxins that are having detrimental effects on our health. These include things like parabens, phthalates, heavy metals, xenoestrogens, benzophenones, triclosans, alkylphenols, BPA and BPS. The list goes on. So in honor of the new year, we're going to tear apart your bathroom cabinet, and I'm going to give you both the principles you want when looking for hygiene products and some of my favorite products personally. First and foremost, we've got toothpaste. So non-toxic toothpaste has actually been around for a while, likely because so many people are aware of the issues with fluoride. Fluoride, if you're not aware, has been shown to have neurotoxic effects in high enough doses and has been associated negatively with intelligence in developing children. Fluoride, among any of the other halogens like bromide or chloride, compete with iodine for absorption and uptake, which can interfere with thyroid function. While fluoride has been shown to help remineralize teeth, it's not the only way to go about remineralizing them. Hydroxyapatite, which is a naturally occurring mineral, which makes up a huge portion of our enamel and is what our body uses to naturally remineralize our teeth, is another option. Thanks to modern technology, bioidentical hydroxyapatite toothpaste is now available and has been shown to be an effective remineralization agent without the harmful side effects of fluoride. Other beneficial ingredients that can be used in toothpaste are natural antibacterial agents like xylitol, mint, or cinnamon. Minerals like calcium carbonate or baking soda, aka sodium hydroxide, can also be beneficial. Those are typically used as scrubs to get everything off your teeth. A few brands I like are Boca, Risewell, fluoride-free Dr. Bronner's, and Van Man, which has a really cool eggshell calcium-based toothpaste that naturally has hydroxyapatite occurring in it. Next up, we've got soap. Many soap contains chemicals called triclosans, parabens, phthalates, synthetic fragrances, all of which have been found to have endocrine disrupting effects in the body and are probably not good for us. Additionally, alcohol-based soaps, or anything that kills 99.9+% of germs, also kills a large amount of the beneficial bacteria or microbes that normally exist on our skin. This might be a hot take, but I think that since the germ revolution, we've overemphasized the importance of cleaning ourselves and ridding our body of these germs. But in reality, both harmful and beneficial microbes, aka germs, reside on our skin at all times. In fact, bacterial cells in our body outnumber human cells 10 to 1. That being said, obviously when you're physically dirty, you'll want to clean yourself and use soap, but there's a lot of times when you may need to just rinse off and you don't need a soap down. Even if you get a perfect non-toxic soap, soaps are exerting an effect on our skin's own microbiome, and the oils we naturally produce, which may or may not have a beneficial or detrimental effects, it's really yet to be determined. When you do soap down, I recommend using more natural-based soaps, including things like coconut oil or tallow-based bar soaps. I personally use a tallow soap from a brand called The Healthy Porcupine, but I know White Oak Pastures also makes a tallow-based soap. If you prefer liquid soaps, a few brands that are solid are 7th Generation, Dr. Bronner's, and we, Umzu, also have a very solid Castile liquid soap in both liquid and bar form. Third, we've got shampoos. Again, many of these same principles are going to apply as they're the same harmful ingredients that are found in everywhere else that are found in many shampoos. Now, this might sound crazy, but you really shouldn't need to have a million products lining your bathroom shelves. A high-quality, non-toxic soap can serve as your face wash and even your shampoo. But if you want to have a set shampoo, you can try our Castile-based shampoo at Umzu or a tallow or coconut oil-based shampoo. Fourth, we've got shaving cream. There are a number of very solid shaving creams with pretty high-quality ingredients, but I wouldn't really waste my time. Coconut oil works great, is cheap, and it lasts forever. Last, but certainly not least, we've got toilet paper. Yes, believe it or not, toilet paper is riddled with potentially harmful chemicals. To quote one study by Ajay et al., the presence of phthalates, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, and semi-volatile chlorinated organic compounds in toilet tissue papers may be detrimental to the health of consumers upon exposure. Not to mention, the process of making toilet paper is extremely wasteful and harmful to the environment. After some research, I found a brand called Plant Paper, which isn't exactly cheap compared to regular TP, but it's made with bamboo and doesn't go through any of the bleaching or dyeing processes involved in the normal production of normal toilet paper. Well, that's it for this episode. So to remember to swap out those toxic bathroom products and make sure to tune in tomorrow for round 3, where we'll detoxify your kitchen. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share with a friend. It really means a lot. And remember, these opinions are my own, based on my own research and experiences, and is not medical advice. Until next time, be good.